The other day I watched the movie Morgan. Let me tell you about it. Okay, so the movie Morgan was recently put out, and let's see, it stars. I gotta read it. I know I can't memorize all this shit. Please, don't ask that shit of me. My memory's horrible. Alright, so it stars Kate Mara, Brian Cox, Toby Jones, Michelle Yeoh, Jennifer Jason Leigh, yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, woo, and Paul Giamatti. And there's some other people I have no freaking clue who the hell they are, so who cares. So the basis of this movie is basically they've created an AI, they call it an AI, to use as a weapon of some sorts, well, I gathered, and something has gone wrong. So Kate Mara has come for the corporation to see what's gone on and decide what needs to happen. So, when trying to review this movie, it was a little bit hard. So I decided that I'm just going to tell you 4 things that I hated about it. And I think that'll give you enough information. So the first one, big major issue. Let's see. Why did they call it AI? Now, typically AI is considered, it's a computer. Whether or not it's put into a robot, or if it's just actually still a computer, or a chess playing AI, or some military thing like in Terminator, that's going to take over the world, what have you, still based in computers. That's what AI is, based in computers. This is not AI. This is a human that they have created. I mean, they specifically show that it was born, it was a baby, and it grew. So, yeah, that's not AI. It's not a computer in any way, shape, or form. It is a life form. And because of that, it's not AI. It's artificial life, not artificial intelligence. They may have tweaked it to have special intelligence, but it's still artificial life. So that was a bit irritating, especially since I just recently watched another movie about AI a few days beforehand, which I might do something on. Much better movie, though. 2, second issue I have with this movie, or even not even just an issue, but something I completely hated about this movie. Alright, so the doctors or scientists or whatever you want to call them that created this artificial life, who chose these people? All of them aren't technically hippies, but because they could definitely be considered hippies in the way they interact with this child, because it's still relatively a child in this movie. They have treated it like their child. The kid, or artificial life, actually calls 2 of them mom and dad. Now, if this is for military application, why are you doing that? Does that make any sense? No. You're trying to make a killer. A perfect killer. So why are you loving this thing? Why are you teaching it to love and love thyself? And all this other psychobabble, which I don't have a problem with psychobabble, but it doesn't make any sense when you're dealing with a military application. That's, of course, something bad happened. What you think was going to happen? Come on. That's just retarded. Now, number 3 are things I hated. Okay. So, I don't really consider this a spoiler, because you can kind of, if you have any, moderate level of intelligence and common sense, would consider the fact, since it's artificial life, not artificial intelligence, they brought in a psychologist. Okay. That's all well and good. I can understand that. Trying to figure out, if this thing is still something that they're not going to be able to control because it has some sort of emotions and feelings. But the psychiatrist that you bring in is a complete asshole. From the very second that he comes into play, he alienates and antagonizes everybody he comes into contact with. That's not very good psychology. At least not in my book. But okay. Let's just say that, okay, he's an arrogant prick. Okay. So yeah, he's going to be an arrogant prick to everybody around him. But he specifically states when they don't want to let him in the room with her, they just want him to talk to her through a plate glass, that it's too dangerous for him to go in there. But he has an issue with that, because he says that, he is supposed to go in there and make a connection with her to where she, trusts him. So he has to be in front of her. Human contact. Even though he doesn't touch her. But to be in, the same room so she can feel comfortable with him and trust him so she can open up to him. Which, yes, that's a good idea. That is, even though, considering what she did to the last person she was in a room with, not the best idea in the world, but whatever. Okay, you're going to take it upon yourself to do this. Okay, good. You want the best for the situation. Okay, good. Good, you. Go you. You were just an arrogant prick, not an asshole. So they let him. He then proceeds to go in the room and sit down and talk to her. And at first it's fine. But then that arrogant prick comes out. And he starts pushing her, jabbing at her side, knowing full well what happened the last time she got overly emotional. Which I won't tell you what happened. But, yeah, that wasn't too bright. So I would have to say that this psychiatrist is, number 1, a gigantic asshole, and number 2, really shit at his job. So yeah, whoever this company is that hires people really sucks at hiring people. How did they even get to this point where they created this artificial life? I don't know, because they are picking the worst people possible. Now, number 4 is in regards to the end of the movie. Now, most movies of this sort have some kind of twist. You're expecting a twist, and a twist is good. But this twist was possibly the laziest twist ever. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I mean, come on. You've already wasted my time with this movie. It being just... I mean, this is why I couldn't write a normal review for this movie. Because I kind of lacked the words to describe what was wrong with this movie. I mean, you'd have to see it yourself to really understand that. So that's why I came up with this, 5. Well, I was going to do 5, but the movie was so lacking that, I couldn't even come up with 5 things I hated. That's kind of sad. I should be able to come up with like 10. But I couldn't. So the fourth one, of course, is the crap ending. You could have at least given me some sort of twist that I could not see coming from a mile away. You could have at least, give me something there at the end. But no. I think, though, that they specifically thought that, ooh, yeah, people are going to be expecting that. Nah. People are stupid. This is going to, blow their freaking minds. It didn't blow my mind. I saw it coming. It was apparent. No surprise whatsoever. Now, obviously, I did not like this movie. And at all. I even thought about doing something I liked this, but I didn't like that. But you know what? I could not find anything that I actually liked. The only thing I actually liked was the idea of the movie. The idea of the movie, yeah, cool. I'm down for that. I love some sci-fi, but that's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite types of movies. So I was completely down for this movie. But yeah, there's nothing I liked about this movie at all. Not even. Okay, there is this one scene in the woods, and well, the woods were pretty. There you go. There's something that I liked about the movie. But I know that there are going to be people out there who will enjoy the movie, that can watch this movie, and the things that bothered me so much aren't going to bother them. They can, suspend their reality and just watch the movie. And I'm not even going to say anything bad about you if that's the case. I may completely and utterly disagree, but I can see that there is, a potential for some people to like this movie. Just not me. There are better AI movies out there. There are actual AI movies out there. And my next movie review will actually be about the good AI movie I had seen a few days earlier. I'm not even going to tell you what it is, mostly because I didn't write it down, and I have a hard time remembering the name of the movie. I keep mixing it up. It's like El Machine or something like that. Yeah, I keep just, the name of the movie just keeps fluttering out of my brain and being replaced by some other, alternative name that really doesn't work or make sense. But it is something like that, The Machine or something like that. So I'm going to do something on that so I can put across a good AI movie. So keep watching, or at least, subscribe, or I don't know, pay attention to when I put something new out, so you can see that movie. But anyways, thanks for watching.
Are you fucking done now?
I'm fucking done now.
All right.